Hello, this is Pico Blast Intentions Girl, and we're going to be playing Golden Sun Part 3. And in this part, stuff happens. And by that, I mean not a whole heck of a lot. First, we're going to go shopping, because shopping is essential in this game. You want to have all the nice new stuff, and you want to have the money to buy it, and unfortunately, this is where you start to become really short on funds and you need the money grind, which I hate in RPGs, but thankfully money grinding doesn't take too long in this. Plus it's nice to get the experience points. And so here I am, I'm shopping, and I'm going to do something silly here. Let's sell Ivan's weapons. I do not need this wooden stick, and I do not need this rare bandit sword. I get a ton of cash for that, because we're going to be getting Ivan's weapon, the weapon that Ivan uses for most of the first part of the game. He keeps this weapon for a really long time. Well, I'll show it to you when we get to it, but first we gotta finish up shopping, and then we've got a long text scene with some Scottish guy. And the game tickets, you can use those at a later part of the game. Tolby, you can play a slot machine with them where you can get actually some okay items. Don't worry if you sell them, though. You can buy them back later. So it's good to sell them at the beginning of the game when you don't have enough money. And by the end of the game, you just have so much money you don't know what to do with it, so you can just buy them all back. But even though you get a shit ton of money for the Water of Life, you should probably hold on to it until you get the Revive spell. Because it's nice to have for an emergency, especially at the upcoming boss, because you can actually die at that guy if you're careless. In fact, you can actually go to a further part of the game first and get your other party member before you fight him, but you have to go through some pretty tough battles so you can get to her. And also, like, it's not too hard to do it, and you can actually get another Jenny if you do that. Actually, you can get a couple Jenny because she comes with water one, but yeah. You don't need to do that. It's certainly a lot easier if you have her, though. What's funny, though, is you can bring her along and do all of this stuff after you get her, but she doesn't have a whole heck of a lot to say during these scenes because you're not really supposed to have her at this point. So they didn't want to have her say anything too important because, yeah, if you didn't have her at this point, well, you'd be missing out on some important stuff, I guess. So yeah, she doesn't have much to say if you have her along. So this is that Scottish guy. I don't know his name. I don't know. I don't keep track of these NPC names, but he has his own text. He has his own character profile, so you know he's sort of important. And ye expect me to believe this? Whatever. I can't do a Scottish accent. But yeah, so this is basically. Okay, Bilbin has been. I didn't go into any of the talk to anyone, so you don't know what's going on. Bilbin has been affected by a curse from the forest, and it's turning everybody into trees. And there's a town further down the way that's been like completely affected by it. So everyone is being turned into trees by this magical curse. And so people of Bilbin have been sending soldiers into the forest to see what's going on, and none of them have made it out. So Isaac and these guys are volunteering to go there, but Ivan's just sort of pointing out, hey, you know, this is kind of a stupid idea because they can freaking turn us into trees. Do we even have a chance? And Isaac's like, yeah, we can do this. But yeah, this emperor guy or whatever his name is, he's not too enthusiastic about it since they are just wee children. So he honestly thinks this isn't such a great idea, and he doesn't want to do it. So, as you can see, he just doesn't let them do it. Like, he was planning on doing it, letting them go, but he's like, these are desperate times. I cannot send such wee lads to their doom. So, fuck you. You're not allowed to go. But, you know, these are main characters, so they're gonna do it anyway. You know what they're like, main characters. But what about us? We cannot send ye into certain doom. Shut up, Scottish guy in a beard. Or a weird... What the hell? He's got the beard from that goat in Hercules. What the fuck was his name? Phil, yeah, that guy. I don't know. It's Genghis Khan slash Phil beard that guy's got going on. He's got a ponytail, so fag. No, I don't know. So after that lengthy dialogue, this guy is all like, "I'm sorry you got rejected," and he's basically about to tell you that there might be a way that you can get past this barricade, because that was the whole point of this conversation. They were trying to get the key to go past this barricade so they could go to the forest, and they're like, no, you're not allowed to do that. So he basically just spilled the beans that the barricade is a shitty, really crappily built barricade. So there you go. And here I wandered around because I know somewhere in this castle, in one of the barrels, you can find a lucky medal, which are nice to have at the same place you can do the slots. There's another place in that town you can use those, get good items, but I couldn't find it, so... And time's a wasting on an LP, especially an RPG, which is going to take a long time. And I had some trouble with these barrels. I kept trying to talk to them. It's like, it's hard to get lined up with them, and I kept talking to the middle, and like, come on, talk to... Oh no, that's the wrong barrel. Talk to... There we go. Oh, it wasn't in there, so... Oh well. Stupid barrels. It's almost like they're supposed to have water and nothing else in them. Or beer, if depending on where it is. And since this guy is Scottish, I do imagine they're just filled with whiskey. Full of a pint of beer. Yeah, a pint of beer is actually a keg for the Scottish. And now... the rest of this part is going to be me going to this one cave to get Ivan's weapon, and then going back to heal up. So yeah, this is a shorter part than other ones, so I don't know. You probably won't be missing much if you just stop now, but don't click away. The YouTube insight won't be as good. And okay, so I guess I can sort of talk about this game in general now that the dialogue is over. So you look at this game and you think, holy crap, this is on Game Boy Advance. It really pushes the hardware limitations, at least until the second game, which pushed it even further. But and this was like an early Game Boy Advance game. The Game Boy Advance was, I think, released in 2000, maybe 2001, and this game was in 2001, I think October. And it's amazing how it's such an early game, yet it looks amazing, and they never really topped this. Like, such an early Game Boy Advance game, and nothing topped this in soundtrack, visuals. It was just, it's the pinnacle of the Game Boy Advance. It's its opus. Or, I don't know if opus means what I think it does, but it's its masterpiece. This is the Game Boy Advance's masterpiece, in terms of just how far they pushed this underpowered system. Oh, and switching the Jin around so I get different spells. And like the soundtrack, like the Game Boy Advance sound chip, just a terrible sound chip. There's sound chip. There's basically nothing good on the Game Boy Advance soundtrack wise, except for this game. This game and the second game also had a pretty amazing soundtrack. Elven Rapier. That is going to be Ivan's weapon for the first large chunk of this game. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the soundtrack, I don't know what the fuck they did to this game to make it sound so amazing, but whatever they did, they needed to share that technology with like every developer ever. I don't know what the hell they did to this game, but it just sounds so good. The best song in the game is at the very end of the game in Venus Lighthouse. That's like probably the most iconic Golden Sun tune. It's most people's favorite Golden Sun song, and rightfully so, because it's friggin' amazing. And it's one of those times where it really does feel like an epic final level. It's not often enough that a final level has the best song in the game, which I always think it should. It's always the first level in a game that always has the most, the best song for whatever reason. It's like, oh, let's have the best part at the very beginning. No. This is like games like Mighty Flip Champs, Chip 'n Dale on the NES, and this game. Save the best song for last, which is how it should be. And the second Golden Sun had some really good music too. What's weird about second Golden Sun is the first battle theme you hear in the game is Jenna's theme. Jenna's battle theme, because you start off just with Jenna. Felix doesn't come until a little bit later. And Jenna's battle theme is friggin' amazing, one of my favorite Golden Sun songs. And then once you get Felix, it's a different battle theme, and it's terrible. It takes so long for you to be able to hear Jenna's battle theme again, and not until you get the other characters from the first game to join you again. And it's always so nice when you finally get to hear that song again, because it's so friggin' amazing. Even if Jenna's not the best fighter, you always keep her around just so you can hear that song. Yeah, and we're not even getting to some of the awesome looking summons that just look spectacular for this system. Man, the second game really pushed those summons to the limit. It looked friggin' amazing. So, this part's about to end. I'm just gonna sleep a bit, and then I'm gonna save. Actually, I don't think I showed me saving, so I'll talk to you in the next part. Hopefully Audacity doesn't crash. So, see you next time.